Talking to the IRS can be nerve-wracking, but saying the wrong thing could cost you more than you think. Today, I'll share 3 things you should never say when dealing with the IRS and how to protect yourself instead. By the end of this video, you'll know those 3 critical mistakes and how to avoid them when speaking to the IRS. I've seen firsthand how a simple slip of the tongue during an IRS conversation can turn a small issue into a major financial or even criminal problem. I'm Brad Paladini, a tax attorney with 12 years of experience helping clients resolve IRS issues and avoid costly penalties. The first thing you should never say to the IRS is providing more information than is required. The IRS works strictly off the information they request. So if you are under audit, they will issue a information document request, an IDR. If you are dealing with collections like a revenue officer, they may issue a form 9297. Both of those forms will have specific items that they are requesting from you. It's important to provide that information, but provide no more than that. The more things the IRS looks at, the more problems they will ultimately discover. And this can trigger a deeper audit. It can open unrelated tax years for review. It can reveal information they weren't initially pursuing. So if you are under audit for, let's say, your 2022 tax year and they are requesting bank statements and information regarding it, you shouldn't be mentioning 2021 at all. If you mention something that maybe happens in 2021, that could open that year up for audit as well. So it is important that you are responsive to their requests, but be no more responsive than that. Only provide the information and documents that they are requesting. If you are feeling the heat from the IRS, it may seem like a quick way out, but lying to them can land you in serious legal trouble. Providing false information can lead to civil penalties, and it can lead to criminal charges. The IRS has access to a lot of third-party reporting, and they can find information and confirm information that you provide. I'm going to give you an example from a case that I dealt with several years ago. A gentleman was handling an audit himself and provided a document to the IRS that was allegedly from a third party. The client had actually manipulated the document and changed some of the numbers to make it look like he made less than what he did. The IRS ended up sending a demand to the third party to provide a copy of this document. When the IRS received it, they noticed that it was not the same as the taxpayer had provided. They knew that he had manipulated the document to make it seem like something it was not. And at that point, there is a real risk that the case gets referred to criminal investigations to pursue charges. If you're in a bad situation with the IRS, don't make it worse by lying or by providing false information. The last thing you never want to do with the IRS is overpromise and underdeliver. If you owe back taxes and are being threatened by the IRS, you may feel pressure to promise to pay more than you can really afford. It's critical that when you're negotiating with the IRS, you agree to a number that you can afford to pay each month. I had another client several years ago. She was trying to negotiate an agreement with the IRS, and she offered to pay them $500,000 in 30 days. There was no possible way on this planet, unless she won the lottery, that she was going to be able to come up with $500,000 in 30 days. When those 30 days came and went and the IRS didn't get their $500,000, the IRS agent was very upset. Don't set unrealistic expectations. If the best you can do is come up with $5,000 in 30 days, let them know that I can do $5,000. Make sure you meet the commitments you set with the IRS. If you tell the IRS you're going to do something and you do it, you build trust with them and it makes the negotiation process easier. If you overpromise and then don't meet those commitments, the IRS is not going to be as willing to work with you. That's it. Those are the 3 things you should never say or do when dealing with the IRS. If you found this video helpful, please take a moment to like and subscribe.